What's that?
I'm live.
All right, we are now live on YouTube.
Like 7. Oh, it was early.
I want to call the meeting to order. All of the aldermen are present, with the exception of Alder Lady Kim Springer, who is joining us via telephone. We've got our attorney Rocky Eaton and our clerk Melissa Martin with us tonight. So thank y'all for being here. I would like to start off with the prayer pledge, and if Alderman Flock would lead us in that.
Father God, we thank you for your love for us. Thank you for the way that you just bless us all the time. And as we gather here tonight, Lord, I pray that we will be very mindful of things that are presented to us. And may the things that we say, may the things that we do, first and foremost, be pleasing to you, but also be helpful for this city. For us in Jesus' name I pray.
Amen.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, is there a motion to adopt the agenda with the addition of at number 19 for us to have a discussion and potential vote on the interlocal agreement with Federal School District?
Motion.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
All righty, and is there a motion to adopt the consent agendas numbers 1 through 5?
Motion.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
All righty, is it Chelsea Kelly? Hey, come on up here.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you doing? I'm Chelsea Kelly. I'm with Hair Station Studio, College of Beauty, and we are hosting a fall festival on October 18th from 10 to 3. I have a flyer that you all can have. We were just needing the streets blocked off on Moore Street, not the whole street, just the street by our building.
The backside of the.
Yeah, the backside.
Okay.
We
The
did-
side where the entrance of the post office is, was just starting where our building starts and then where.
We did it last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
year before
It's
last.
the third year you all.
Yes.
We skipped it last year. We weren't able to do it
Oh.
last year, but we're trying to keep it annual.
Yeah, just, you can get with our
Did you buy it?
chief.
Yeah, make sure he gets that flyer
Squared
for
away.
sure.
I will give it to him.
Yep.
And that was all.
Awesome.
Easy and
That's
Hope to
easy.
see some of y'all
Perfect.
there.
Hopefully they're all that easy.
Hey, Catherine, come on up here. How you doing? What you got cooking?
I have this for all of you. Hi, I'm Catherine Jorns with the RISE program. And the RISE program is a 501c3 that is based in Hattiesburg, but we are for all the surrounding counties as well. And we have been available in the area since 2001. And our mission is to educate, encourage, and empower women and men to rise to self-sufficiency. Our main goal is to help people take their next step in employment and education and in financial understanding. And that's what we've been doing for all of these years. But over the past few years, we've noticed a huge increase in the amount of people that are really struggling with literacy. And as you guys know, Mississippi ranks in the bottom of the 50 states in literacy. I am proud to say, though, that the state has made tremendous changes with K through 12th grade. So bravo to them. But we still have a lot of adults that have extremely poor literacy. It's hard for them to even fill out a document or understand how to sign, such as their social security information, fill out documents for food stamps, things that really put them at the mercy of whomever they're taking care of. So as we saw this as a need, we stepped in because we called around through the Pine Belt, and there is absolutely no adult literacy programs available. Not any, not at PRC, not at Hattiesburg school systems, nowhere. So we took the challenge and we have started the adult literacy program. And I was just at the Forest County Board of Supervisors, and Mr. Steve Stringer said, "Have you talked to Petal yet?" And I said, "No, sir." So he's saying, "Go talk to them." One of the things that we've noticed though with the adult literacy is it's a one-on-one. It's a very intimate setting. So what we're trying to do to address the needs is to take away the obstacles. And one of the things that we need, of course, everyone needs funding, but also we need safe spaces. We want to establish safe spaces all the way from all the way out in Olo, Mississippi, all the way through Purvis, all the way in Petal, and all the way west. That therefore we can get closer to the people in need. All of us, all of our communities have people that are struggling with this. So we're here to take care of that need. We're just asking all of our cities and counties to help us make this happen on an ongoing, not just a minute here, on an ongoing basis. So I put before you, we are having a launch, and this is our first year. We can't wait to see how this happens. But there is a sponsorship in there. If you like, there's also a launch party at the Hattiesburg Public Library. They don't call it that anymore, but I'm old, so I just stick with that. But it'll be Wednesday at 2:00, and we'll have local authors there and everything to help launch this amazing program. So we just want to leave that with you, and my contact information is also.
Appreciate that, Catherine. I know you're probably already aware of one of the branches of the library is over here.
Yes,
as well,
absolutely,
so-
because they changed their name to
Yeah.
Library of, and so
Yeah.
that's just, I'm old. That's
Yeah.
not gonna happen.
6-year-old, I think you're my age. So anyway, appreciate the work you do. It is very important.
Thank you, sir.
somebody will have Success,
Thank you.
especially for jobs. And that
Absolutely.
standpoint is very important.
And we would love to contact the library for a safe space for people in this area.
Anything we can do to help with this, and we'll have some discussions about this as well.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I hope you guys can come Wednesday.
Awesome. Thanks so
Thank
much, Kim.
Thanks for the
Matthew Fountain.
Do what?
Oh, you were worried, Steve?
For a second.
Well, won't stay long. We got some good news and some bad news.
It's
So-
good news.
This is good news, but bad news is I'm losing the water operator. league.
Good news for him.
The good news is we just promoted him to Leesville, Mississippi as project manager. So bad news for me, but good news for him. Now I've been planning for this.
But he's got a look on his face like he hasn't heard this yet. Okay.
Maybe you should wait till after we voted about the positions.
Well, I just don't
Scramble the numbers on it. I see what they're up there. We're never gonna be able to keep up with how many is here or there.
Can you turn YouTube off?
Well, he was wondering how, I found out. I said, I think he was over here yapping about it one day.
Yeah. But I've been pre-planning for this for a while now. Not necessarily Leesville, but getting promoted, moved up, future growth and development. Daniel Rutland also took his Class C water operator's license, so he will be stepping in that role. He passed, everything's good. He'll be stepping in the role to take his place.
And who takes his place? Because I know how that works.
We'll have to hire somebody to take his place.
And you got the
And
other
take the
two.
test.
Yeah, I'm working on that too.
Okay.
Finding
How
somebody.
many folks have you put in to get their water operator license? Is this their second or third that you work for?
Well, Daniel was the second.
Daniel was
So now we're working on our third to get certified.
as outstanding.
Levi, that's tough stuff, isn't it? Getting that
It is. This is gonna be a big change for sure.
good.
You work hard for
He's gonna feel exactly what I feel from day to day.
it. Oh, sorry.
So his last day will officially probably be Monday.
Oh,
So they're moving pretty quick.
So we'll make stuff break on Saturday and Sunday. Okay.
One of our
Yeah.
mottos, axioms, whatever you want to call it, is root for your people. You always hate people that leave, but at the same time, it's an improvement in your life and how you provide for the folks around you. So we applaud you. Appreciate the work you've done here. You're always welcome back.
Maybe I could have said bad news, but sad news for me. Good news for him.
Yeah.
So I told him I'm not good at public speaking.
But we want to, we honestly, and we deal with it in other departments as well. You want to have people that you hire that are hireable elsewhere. So, that means that you've grown here enough to be able to take that position. So that's a good thing, for us. Never ending, constantly change, get used to it, embrace it.
I got another guy that wants to do it, but he hadn't really dedicated 100%.
Ask him for his math test scores first.
No, 'cause I did night school 3 years in a row to make up math. Graduate high school, so.
You know, that's on YouTube now.
If anybody knows me,
Thank you, man.
Dan, come on up here, hiding behind the podium.
All right, I didn't mean to hide. All right, so very exciting. Tomorrow, we have Mr. Jim Richmond, who is the Vice President of Ceasefire that's coming to Petal tomorrow. I have gotten some great response, mainly from the ADP, because apparently they do a lot of work with this, Mr. Jim Richmond, and so they're going to be there tomorrow. So I hope that everybody can come if you can. It's going to be exciting. He's going to be talking about the innovation in Mississippi and cybersecurity and what we can offer to our businesses, and super excited to have him. That's a pretty big name coming from Jackson. So you guys, please come if you can. Of course, there's no fee for our city folks. So that's a perk too. It's a great lunch, Mexican lasagna. So come on. Okay, and then October 27th, I sent you guys a note today on the Mayor's Youth Council swearing in. It's going to be October 27th at the school at 11 a.m. If you guys can do that, we're going to try to bring some media there and get everybody out, because this is kind of another inaugural kickoff. We did the kickoff today at the school, and there's a lot of great kids. I mean, how many you had? 33 kids?
Yeah.
33 kids. Do we have any kids tonight? I think they probably planned on coming another night. But anyway, super excited about that, because there are some really smart cookies. And so October 27th, we'd love for all the aldermen to be there and just kind of just kick it off all together, with
I'll
that.
let you look at that T-shirt design too.
Okay, all right, good. And then, of course, Veterans Day program, November 11th, we will have it on Veterans Day again this year. Last year was a huge program. It was great. We had Camp Shelby out, and they're going to be doing our grilling our hamburgers and hot dogs again. And of course, this is for our veterans. And then we have the Minnie's Playhouse. They're coming to do their program again this year. And then we have the Junior ROTC that's coming to do a bigger program this year for us. So we're super excited. Last year, they kind of had another program ahead of our program, but this year, their breakfast is a day ahead. So we get to have them for a little longer so they can kind of show us what they do throughout the year. So I'm excited about that. So it's just talented kids. So anyway, and then we have the, of course, big Shop Petal Purse. Huge turnout this year. I'm very excited. Of course, we sent this book out last year. We're sending out another beautiful book again. It's going to be the largest we've ever done so far. And I said that last year, but it's going to be bigger this year. So thrilled about that. And the participation, a lot of our businesses are just blowing it out. They're having a good time with their specials. And so we have to really create a lot of foot traffic into Petal and to create a lot of revenue for our businesses and, of course, for our city. And then Joe Paul Luncheon, November, our November membership luncheon is Dr. Joe Paul coming to talk to us about USM and the programs there. I'm super excited about our universities in our city, in the Pine Belt area, because they're moving and shaking, and certainly we don't want our kids just to go off to college when they can come right here and have a great education. He's going to be talking about that. And big deal, we had a lot of interest in our Christmas parade this year. Lights, Camera, Christmas is going to be December 2nd, Tuesday night, 6 p.m. We're going to have a huge contest on that, since it's going to be nighttime this year. And so we're going to have some fun judges from out of Petal. We're going to bring those in and award some good prizes for that. And then I have a huge announcement, our annual banquet, to where we honor the fire, the police, and do our Spirit of Petal Award. I'm working with Mike Ezel's office to bring a very big name from Washington here to Petal. So we'll see if we can get her. I'll tell you that. But anyway, and I'll just say they're on Trump's cabinet. We hope. If they come, it's gonna be a miracle. But anyway, I hope they are. But we're trying to get them. So anyway, that's all I have for now. I know that we're on the agenda on down the road, and if you have any questions about that when it comes to that item, just let me know. Thank you.
We had considered getting, purchasing a brake during this budget for Cammy, but we figured she would never use it anyway. So appreciate what you've done. You brought some rock stars in this talk and the energy that you brought. The mayor's, youth council as well. If y'all can show up that day, anybody that shows up, just to go ahead and let you know and say, well, you didn't tell me we were gonna do that. I would like, if anybody shows up, if several of you show up, we're gonna break off into groups and let them quiz you a little bit about why you ran, what some of your philosophies are politically speaking. Cause I want them to get a feel from that, when it's over with. They may never run for office, but I would like them to have a feel for the things they look at when they go to vote, things of that nature. And when duty calls, hey, you gotta step up and run too.
Yes, absolutely. And also too, I know y'all gonna love to hear this, but we are going to take, we're gonna do your same ad, Miss Melissa, for Shopville First. You guys have a full page in our book. But I have a request for a news photo. So next meeting, which is the 21st, correct? Yes.
Yes.
21st. We would like for you to dress your best because we're going to do a brand new photo of you on the 21st.
You hear that, Kim?
The 21st.
I won't be here.
You're not leaving?
Can't we photo this day and age with AI? Can we try?
I seriously am not.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
Yeah, I'm traveling.
Well, maybe we can, I'll put it out in the group out there and we'll see if we can.
Yes, we can say this day and age. we
I
should do a
photoshopped
photo
last year.
of
I photoshopped last
You'll
year.
be upside down.
So
Right.
I'll be with y'all on sidebar and we'll try to get together, maybe, just when everybody's available on Friday afternoon.
Do their headshots from the.
We can do that. Yeah, just whatever you guys want to do. But anyway, we've had a request for a new photo. So, we'll try to make it happen. Y'all,
We'll just get with Chief Matt. Chief I, we'll do headshots.
Yeah. She said, suit and tie, you need to wear a suit.
Yeah.
So are we doing it this week? We're going,
Well, I'll sidebar y'all on the group text and see if we can get you guys together. And when everybody is in one location and we'll take a picture or we'll just do the
I'll have
headshot
to wear
like
your suit.
Melissa said.
I got this thing in Facebook that showed it, if I wanted to post it, it would show me like in 1600 scarves, like you're Christopher Columbus. So why can't we do that kind of technology?
Yeah, I mean.
Like we could be like the founders.
It's up to you guys. Do whatever you want to do.
All of us.
This is your picture going out to
They can be-
Oh, okay.
They could be a Santa and elves.
no.
Well, technically, high belt dermatology is doing that for the back cover, so that's still.
Nice.
That's
We'll be the grand. Cool. Appreciate the time. Appreciate it.
Y'all heard me say it.
Use your resources.
There's no law.
Okay, Elena, tell them. We'll get together.
So you want to spend time out?
Were you going to give a little more information about the?
That's why I wore it. Miss Ada. That's why I dressed like this today.
Oh, I see, yeah, I see that. We'll wait till-
Okay, I can, whenever, yeah.
Ready, proclamations and resolutions, request to adopt a resolution canceling property cleanup lien on property located at 103 Ridgemont Lane per the city clerk.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oddly enough, the bids and quotes, we do have a bid later on, but it's in conjunction with another action as well. This is old business. Number 7, request to approve the preliminary plat and construction plans of Cedarwood Phase 2, pending the receipt of the approval letter from the Mississippi Department of Health, per the Planning Commission's recommendation, and Childs, Dearman, and Waits. If we can get a motion in a second, I think Alderman Strickland may have something to say.
Motion. Second.
Okay.
Okay, I drove the property today. Justin, I drove the property. You know I love you, brother. You're doing good work in the city. Thank you. I'm hearing a lot of kickback from the residents that own the property back and around it. The street itself was bored down. It's flat. The property itself bows up. I need some time to go talk to Weston about this real quickly. Give me a couple of meetings and I'll bring you back. We'll bring you back through. You good with that?
Absolutely.
Okay. We're good with that?
Hey, how you been, by the way?
Pretty good.
Good.
And he is doing good work in our city.
I just heard there was some concern around it, so I wanted to make sure I was
Yeah.
here tonight.
Do you have anything with him right now?
No. Justin is doing a good job in the city. We need more people building independent houses in the city, especially in areas where we need them. And you've done a good job. I'm proud of you.
I mean, if anybody that was going to do that over there, I mean, obviously Alan was gonna do it, so we give him quite a bit of leeway because we knew even if we missed something, he still was gonna do it right. And we feel that way about you as well, so. That's
Yeah.
always a good step in the right direction.
And I think I was the one last time I had questions on it, and I got with Weston about the technique and the way you're planning to do it. So I think, from an engineer perspective, it meets the standards.
Right.
So I had, again, this is independent from Craig. So like I said, Weston answered my questions,
But
and then we got the health, we got the Department of
Right.
today. So that was the other piece that was missing. So that's taken care of. So I appreciate your patience with me when I asked for the information from Weston. He got all that information clear up my concern, which was more confusion on my part than the plans.
Absolutely. Like I said, if anybody has anything, everybody has my phone number, email, at any time, you can give me a ring, except in the next 2 weeks, I'm getting paid. So don't call me.
So you need a little bit more money? Is that what you're saying?
No, good right now. I live in about a year. Oh yeah, if anybody has any questions, you feel free to call. I'm available to walk in the property, any of the properties. At any
Yeah,
time.
I'll defer to Craig. 'Cause
The property itself is mounded, Justin, but I don't know if it's from where everything's been laying so long that the dirt hasn't accumulated.
Right, so there's still site work that has to be done to tailor this so that it goes down.
And I think if some of that were done before we looked at the plat, that a lot of the rumor out in the community would be cleared up.
Yeah, I mean, so right now, we got quite a bit tied up into it.
I agree.
And we
I
needed to get approval before we move forward.
I agree.
So that, like you said, it's grown up, it's been rained on,
Which is not your fault.
rightly so. But yeah, the plan is everything will taper toward the road. Those lots will be tapered off the way that they should be. That's why we took the time it had to go back to the state for approval.
Now, who was the young man that came here last time?
Brett Torres, so he's my business partner, one of my business partners.
Didn't know him. I know you.
Right. Yeah. So,
Okay. I didn't know who that was.
And I mean, I think we could possibly get it cleaned off. I'm not gonna make any promises.
Are you bringing it down and then building the site up?
Right, so it has to be tapered. Right now, it's gotta be, so we've clear cut a lot of it. We'll have to either haul or burn a lot of that underbrush that's there.
Mhm.
Once that's done, we'll have a good picture of where the lot, what it sits at the current topology right now. But it all has to be sloped to go back down towards the street. To be the curb and gutter.
Okay. Yeah. And there will be curb and gutter
Absolutely,
all the way out to the street,
absolutely.
which we don't currently have on Cedar right now.
Right. So we can take that, and if we need to look at the end of the road,
Right.
possibly if
Right.
there needs to be something done there.
You realize you got children living on both sides of the entrance right there. You understand my concern?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, just because time's money, and I actually forced him to wait a whole month to do this, so I feel a little bit responsible for postponing this to get to this point. So, and Weston, when he laid me down, he walked me through the whole process and actually looked at the map with me and the engineering plan. So, minus grubbing and clearing and site prep and pushing dirt and clearing all and to make it look like what's finally going to look like on the plans. I hate to postpone another month or two more meetings because, like I said, this is
So did you see the water runoff?
yes, it will run off until the site's properly built, which is per the plans. That's why.
Once it's built, once the lots are cleared, the water's supposed to run off to the back corner. There's property on the other side of that, Justin.
Right, so you have concerns with those residents.
The backside.
All the way around.
And I was gonna say the resident in the front, so his thing was when I first bought it,
Mhm.
He wanted me to sell him a lot so he could extend his back porch, and I told him I wouldn't interest in it. So he may be, great.
That's not, it's not him.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
So when I looked at the
That's what
plan,
children are.
yeah, this is just, when I sat down with Weston, he explained to me and we talked about is, there is a water retention on the back side that will hold and prevent, because it's stormwater discharge basically off this neighborhood, because it's going to subdivision rules. And so that was my initial concern last time, was about how it was being held, retention, the rate, and that's why the plans are proper.
Yeah, all I can
And
do
like I said, I understand. I defer to you if you ask him to wait more time, but like I said, we've already forced him to wait a month based on just going through that's initial when I had
And
engineering
it's on me,
concerns.
this is on me, not
Okay.
you.
Yeah, all I can do is build it to the standard that.
The plans,
that-
yeah.
That's what's asked for, and that was, Weston's recommendation. He's the city engineer.
Can you
but-
I've been busy,
Yes,
very busy. I'm probably one of the busier guys here other than Rocky. I'll give you that, Rocky. But I need to walk that property with you.
Okay.
And if you can do that, we're gonna let it go ahead and roll, okay? Will you meet with me on that property?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
Is there gonna be a retention pond?
That's how you want to do it.
On the backside, yeah. Not underground storage, just.
We're gonna approve it.
Who's
Yes.
gonna be responsible for a retention pond?
I didn't know that had happened.
So it'll be on the city.
Yeah, take a look at it, with it.
My concern is having access to the retention pond.
There was a right of way that goes in between the last two houses. That's basically a large, it was almost 15 feet. That access act, because that was my initial, you're right, that's a
Yeah,
concern.
well, the problem with this is, homeowners in all aspects want that extra little foot or two. So they're gonna put privacy fences up, and we're not gonna have access to that retention pond. That's my concern.
Okay, we can look and see if we need to, I guess on those particular houses, what we need to do, and it will probably be at my discretion when it's built, where the fence goes. So whatever you need from us to make sure that you can get proper equipment in there, that's just what it is.
Most of the time, it's just a skid steer
Okay,
with a mower on it to cut it and all. I just don't wanna be responsible for plowing through there and say, yep, we get to that retention pond, we tearing down your fence.
Okay.
And then when we tear down the fence, they look at us like, and then we got to replace it.
yeah, I can, we can figure some type of covenant, so we can put something in there to make sure that, to take care of the right of way.
I just wanna make sure we're able to get to it.
Absolutely.
We're just approving the plat right now.
Yes, that's all we're doing. That allows him to continue moving.
We're gonna
forward.
continue to talk, right, Justin?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I'll approve. I'm okay with the plat.
Okay, so we've got a motion, got a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
General business, number 8, request to approve the adopted plan for the month of September 2025.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Number 9, request to pay $4,200 for postage for this year's Shop Cuddle First.
No.
Motion.
Kay Carpenter, is there a second? All in favor? Any opposed?
Thank you.
Did you- She looked up
Thought I
Paul.
heard something over there. I didn't know.
Here we go. Invoice,
Sits right there.
yes.
Request to set a variance hearing date of October 28, 2025, 6 p.m. for the property located at 36 Bird Boulevard, Walmart.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 11, request to refund cash bond in the amount of $1,500 for that name right there. And-
Amita, Mayha?
As meet up now.
That's what I thought.
Amita. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Gerald motion.
Oh, motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Request to authorize the city clerk to execute a participation form for the opioid settlement on behalf of the city of Tuttle. Per the city clerk. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have discretion on how that fund gets used once the checks come back?
It says in the law, whatever we want to do with it.
I think it's gonna be a ton.
Yeah.
No, it won't be, but I disagree with that. But
What?
whatever we want with it.
Yes.
But this,
I know.
I had Rocky.
I mean, I would just look at something and that was my opinion. It's
Yeah.
been a while since I looked at it now, you know.
But we can still allocate as part of our process. We can, like I said, part of the money, all the money from the police department comes from our general fund. So
Yeah.
something we set aside that goes to the chief, we can, and, you know,
Our time.
allocate to
Right.
that.
Actual use for the opioid abuse.
We could, and it may be, but this might be about better discussion, you know, out of the meeting. And I know, because I know that the administration, in particular, Melissa, has talked to the chief about maybe what some of those needs are, or where some of those needs are already being met. So I don't know that we don't already have a sufficient supply of Narcan. So it might be just I do think this is more of a work session thing as we try to figure out how we might want to
Once
allocate.
we
those.
receive the funds.
Yeah,
Okay, I agree with that.
And this is just approving it to join the settlement
Yes.
process. So
yeah, this is just approving her to sign it.
I think someone like to.
You're, there's other people have mentioned that, so we've talked about it.
I just see too much abuse in that too.
Number 13, request to approve the letter of engagement for a right-of-way appraisal review services with John B. Jed Stewart for South George Street Bridge replacement.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
What we're trying to do there, that'll be in conjunction with bidding things out. There's still a little bit of paperwork and homework that we need to do. You got a 45-day bid process. You've got up to 60 days to actually deliver the bid, and they would know that that's contingent on a little bit more right-of-way to do. One of the delays that has been caused by this is initially we were just going to go in and replace the bridge. We were going to use engineering standards, et cetera, but MDOT and federal guidelines have a little bit more, I don't know, red tape, I guess is a dirty word, but more red tape or more hoops to jump through. So we thought if we ever had another project down there, they could accuse us in the next year or two of having done an end around it. So we said, well, let's just follow the federal guidelines. And so that's delayed us a little bit, but this should start the process sometime in early 2026. We should put a shovel in the ground. I hate saying that because I only feel in my heart that's when we should be able to do it. But anyway, number 14, request to pay Shell Dearman and Waits invoice 26,338 in the amount of $15,505.39 for Old Richton Road widening construction management per city clerk.
Motion.
Motion second, all in favor? Question approved service agreement amendment number 4, $139,921. I'm trying to cut you, Matt, and 69 cents for Clearwater Solutions for additions of 2 employees. Is there a second? All in favor? And these are budgeted items, and that's a total cost. I know that question always comes up, thinking we're paying these guys $70,000, which that's a total package, insurance, 401k, taxes, everything. So,
And they already hired in too.
yeah. Oh, Lord, any opposed?
Too late, get past.
I know it's your kind of sitting on the edge of your seat.
We haven't approved the minutes until next week.
Yeah. Melissa didn't hear, Melissa didn't hear anything, so we'll revote. And number 16, request to adjust the following services due to leaks. 109 McKenna Street, 455, 305 Seal Street, 693, 304 Margaret, Water 626, late fee 109.95, and 719 Home Street, $333.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Finally, these would be what you use it for. Oh, by the way, I had a catastrophic failure in my main water line, 23,000 gallons, $174. Not as bad as I thought it was.
At your house?
Yeah,
When did that happen?
a couple weeks ago.
I have no idea.
I felt something was funny and I was gonna go out there and check it that night. And I went to sleep. So I was like, it cost me $30 probably to go to sleep that night.
Maybe
I learned. It was, the water was coming out of it so fast, the thing was vibrating. like So anyway, so these are, wow, these are more than that. So I can't imagine 693, 23,000 gallons is $174. So anyway, 17, request to accept plans and specifications for South George Street over Matthews Branch Bridge replacement and authorize advertisement for bids per SDW per city clerk.
Motion.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, number 18, request to issue building permit for a property located at 76 Grace Crossroad, pending approved reports provided by a licensed structural engineer. Is there a motion and a second for discussion?
Motion.
Motion and a second for discussion. Amy, what we got going on? Everybody on the same page with this? Any questions from the board? And then obviously we've got the particular problem with the road and having access.
Maybe we need to ask the man next to you if he can get a fire truck down there and get it back out of there.
They can get it down there, we're just not sure we can get it out.
That would be true. It really depends on the weather. I can get the fire truck and I'll explain it to the board too. So a fire truck has a tank refill and resurface. What that does in the event is once you're pumping on a fire tank, it dumps water under the truck and keep it cool under that truck so it's not setting that truck on fire. On that road with the 43,000 pound feet that was doing that, we just wash that out. And then didn't you have a medical emergency? We're gonna have to park at the asphalt and run down the road to get there. You won't have an ambulance that will be able to come around you to get it. Something's going to have to be done with that road, but everybody I talk to, that is a private drive.
You've talked to the cell phone
The cell phone
people. They went in a different way. What was
They used to come in off of Harrington.
Harrington Road? But that's a dead road now,
Correct.
grown up probably.
Right.
Okay.
We all use the same road. The tower and living down there.
I think the gravel that was there was probably put in from the cell tower.
So the cell phone towers said the last
Some point years ago, probably.
They're just updates on the tower. They laid scrap to their truck to get in.
And we kind of maintain it with them. My husband will get on the tractor and maintain it.
Okay.
We say approved reports provided by a licensed structural engineer. Why did we have that? Is that unique from a normal process?
Well, the house is already constructed,
They have to get.
some of it.
Yeah, Craig won't touch it because it's already started in the process. So we can't vouch for what's already
That construction.
been done.
Okay. And who's hiring that person?
The homeowner will
Okay.
have to hire that person.
And that's based on our approval of the person,
Yes.
Okay.
Their credentials.
their credentials. Okay.
Once the structural engineer comes out there and approves or disapproves, we'll assume approves. They'll be back on track and everything will be
They would
good to go
get-
from
Yeah,
there.
they would get the permit and then that structural engineer would follow the process to its end. And that's how they would get their CO.
And he's actually already been out there. He went out there today.
But I need the approval to issue because of the access issue.
We really want to be able to have this in our minutes as much as anything.
And we are putting in our minutes, you know, there are issues with where this road is.
Mhm.
You know, it's my belief that the road that leads to these homes is not even in the city limits. And, you know, normally when the city receives a road from a developer, that developer has built that road to our specifications, and there's a certain amount of base, and then there's a certain thickness of asphalt, and, you know, it's a certain width. And so it takes a little bit to comply with our ordinances, but for a reason, for safety reasons. And then after that, if that developer develops that road correctly and our engineers say so, then they dedicate it and you guys generally accept it. We have nothing like that here. We don't even, we have a path that I would call a driveway or a dirt path, because you look on the plat map that the county has, and there's nothing set aside for where that road is to be a road. So it's a much bigger problem, but we can't go out there and construct that road, and we can't certainly go construct roads on private property, which is where the path is. So, hey, if you approve this measure today, then conceivably they will be able to get a building permit if the engineer agrees. But the problem is that, as the fire chief has alluded to, is we won't be able to get fire trucks down there. So if that house catches on fire, it's not going to get the same service as a house in the middle of the city. And so that's a problem. But then the other predicament is these guys have already started construction on their homes. And we don't want them to lose all of their investment. And so I think what our building administrators proposed is kind of a compromise, which is let's get an engineer out here to get this place up to code as much as we can to protect their investment. And to try to get this as safe, not just for the people who are going to live there, but for their neighbors, so that they're up to our building codes. So that, I just wanted to throw that in there, just kind of some context. That's why we're putting a lot of this in our minutes, so that there's an explanation of why we would approve something if you do approve it, when normally we wouldn't. And it's under these very unique circumstances where we would do
To
this.
clarify that this house was built without a permit.
That's right. Man, it's not completed. Yeah, it's not completed.
It's just blacked in, waiting for a roof.
And-
Well,
And the solution, there's no solution for the issue of the path. Turning that into something that would provide the services that.
Let me say that, you know, if the people who own where that path is were to put the money in to put in a road, and it was a private road that was wide enough for our fire trucks and police cars and ambulances and school buses and garbage trucks, and we got the permission from the owner who put that road in to access it, to give services to these people who are now building homes, I don't see a problem. So a road could be built and we could be given access to it, even though it's a private road. And that would solve a lot of the issues.
There's a solution. It's not one that we can legally take up.
Right.
Yeah, it's on there.
It's on there.
My concern would be, in the future, somebody buys this house, they're private citizens of Petal, and they have no idea what they should buy themselves into.
And there's 3 other lots that are being, that are going to family. Somebody's gonna, if this goes through, the mother's house isn't permitted, this house isn't permitted yet, and there's 3 other lots that are gonna be built on.
And there's another house down the road.
So there's actually,
There's already.
There's like 4 people, like we're not the only people that.
Yeah, one house already has this. I will say
Oh, I know.
that we do have a neighborhood that does have a private, but they pave it and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Down Harrington. Harrington, oddly enough, does have another dirt road on it that has like 3 houses on it. It was annexed in, so it wasn't something the city controlled. So you have that situation in a couple other spots.
well, I wasn't saying that was a
Not
good
the
thing. I'm
big
saying
one.
that's a bad thing.
Oh, no, I'm just saying on this, I mean, we do have another road that's, and it shocked me when I found out about it.
I have 2 private streets on mine.
But, yeah.
We can go down. We don't go down.
Right.
But we can go down with
Listen.
fire services, right? I mean,
We
I
could.
have my private.
Oh,
road.
yeah, we would go in, yeah, we would.
If it's been round, because the fire department's gone around all our
You go
towns,
down Shawnee Trail and all them, those are private roads.
you know, South Beach. I mean, there's places going down, but this one would be a new one to add.
Oh, yeah.
And technically not new because
It's
there's,
just in
we have,
better shape, obviously.
yeah, we have residents out there right now. We have 2 families who are living out at the end of this lifeline,
And
basically.
they're further than us. They're
Yeah.
deeper in.
And that's the one you showed that the trees are basically really
Yeah, the
encroaching.
in-house off of that road or trail, you're not getting anything.
Yeah.
That's just a small.
And I know we're talking about fire protection, chief, but the majority of your calls are what?
I don't know. And I
Medical.
don't know how they can get insurance.
So that, to me, that, you know, we're also talking about
Insurance.
access for medical calls,
So,
which,
Just because you're paying the premium.
Like a lot of trucks, but they-
Stuff like that.
Wow.
Their home.
I don't think it's your leg,
If you
Hey, go down there. That was there.
you're gonna.
like I said, it's really gonna depend on.
The problem,
Gonna be able to sell
the
it.
problem is, what are the other options?
It's not legally there.
Other options
But
is
if
you
the fire
know,
department's
tear down everything.
You
Got
can't sell that house. It's not there.
it.
I know.
Not a great situation.
You're gonna have 3 more just like coming up. There's already.
My understanding
It's not
is
one
this
thing.
road is quite long, and goes through several different private properties.
Yeah, let me say.
I just don't,
Okay.
if you look at the parcel map, the Forest County parcel map, it's not clear to me. And most of the property is shown on the parcel map, and I would say definitely above, this property is owned by Mr. Holmes. Most of it, except where you see the cell tower. I think
The
it's,
cell tower is around 630 feet from where Miss Ada's road ends.
It sounds like
See,
And it could be up to 1,200 feet.
this permit is contingent on
that this is.
some road improvements.
I mean, if you,
If you make it our responsibility, like if it's ours, but there's more people that live down the road,
right,
you know what I mean?
that's right. It's,
They
that's,
don't own the whole road.
I-
We don't own the road at all.
I guess, Mayor, who,
Whose it is.
can
The
we-
county says it's not theirs.
I think a lot of confusion about the, I mean, there's the house permitting, but you know, like I said, the access and long-term plan and development, like Craig has aptly pointed out, there could be subdivided 10 parcels back here because they could do the new subdivision.
that's right.
Well, as
So,
of right now, I'm the only one building. There's already houses back there. My sister's 18. She's not building anything anytime.
Well,
I mean, Kimberly's got a house back there. And who
Yes.
else? And you're building one. Who else has one?
It's not but two
There's
houses.
about two other people back there. Mr. Ram,
But it's just one house back there. Now, my brother-in-law live back there, but it's no other house back there. He
There's
does.
two houses right now, and you guys are building, y'all would be number 3.
yes,
Yeah, my brother-in-law lives back there.
Is it your mother that has the house already?
yes. I mean, I grew up in a road.
Yes, and not permitted. The whole house is not permitted.
It was annexed in
Okay,
recently.
The grandfather in a different situation.
I would agree, but she won't, but she'll never be able to sell that house to anybody unless they buy it as is. It's not, it's technically, if it's not permitted, like you build a house, you don't permit this room you added, guess what? It doesn't count.
What I'm asking.
You know.
Is there a way to make the permit contingent on?
That would be up to, that'd be up to Amy right there.
Be up to you guys.
well, yeah, well, that's what we're doing for the halfway, the house that she's doing right now. Yeah, Kimberly's original house, that's a different issue. I just, the way I was looking at you, Tony, is maybe we need to find out who owns, what the status of the road, the real,
Only road is
Well, we
a
talked
survey.
yeah. Well,
Dollar survey road. I mean, none of this is our problem.
but we have residents, city residents who we have to have access to. That's the bond.
Permitted and one trying to get a permit.
Yeah.
We assume, not a part of that road is really, you really wouldn't know until you get a survey. But we're not promising anything. It's doable.
It is.
We've done that before. We took in, output extension with the promise of this is the first step, maybe 15 years from now, it turned out last summer that we would do something to it. Matter of fact, what is that, Keystone Code? We did that. Respect your width and maybe if she's done something like you said, there's so many people living on this road, it's not threatening taxes. We would have been our board.
There's no permit. Not a single one. That's her mom's house. This house. If we permit this house, there's 300. We may have an 18-year-old test in 2 years from now to start building. That's the problem.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do
Then we
now?
get a full,
You got a 25% house up and down there.
Well, I'll let- I'll-
Tell me to knock it down.
That's gonna have a tax base.
It is great.
I agree.
They're going, this is what that.
Widening, all that stuff.
that's, this is a quandary. It's a mess.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
I hear the word
Okay.
that are coming out of your mouth. Now, I think what the mayor is saying, and I say that in a way, Tony, I hear you, I'm not necessarily agreeing or disagreeing, but I think what the mayor is saying is that is a whole lot of cost.
Okay.
And as far as to try to make these people build the road, because I don't know what they've got to do, but I do know that they're gonna have to hire a real estate attorney. And somebody's got to figure out where the road is gonna go. And once you figure that out, you got to figure out who the owner is. And that owner is then gonna have to build the road. Or if it's multiple of you guys, because y'all got it from a common grantor, then y'all all gonna, it's gonna get complicated. You're all gonna have to give up a little bit of land to make the road. So, I mean, it's within your discretion to say, this is what we want. We're not giving a building permit until this is done. But you are talking about a whole lot of costs on them.
And a lot of time.
But to be fair, in general, what they did was a shortcut. Because generally what we do is we have developers go out and they make plats and plans like Mr. Powell was here and it goes through a review process. And when they actually build it, they put roads down and they follow our specs. None of that's been done here.
But I was told from the beginning I wasn't getting a road.
Well, I can't tell you what anybody's told you, and right now I can tell you that that's right. We're not constructing the
Yeah.
road because it's on private land and we are not allowed to go on
So
private
I don't
property.
own it, I can't do anything with it. You know?
Right, but you did own a piece of parcel in the property and started constructing a home against our ordinance that says you got to have access to a good road, and you don't. You know you don't. So that's where the problem is that you basically started constructing outside of our ordinances and against our ordinances. And now we're stuck because you spent money building something
True.
that really doesn't comply with our law. It's not as safe as the other houses because you're not complying with our law. And, you know, you may never get a fire truck. You're not getting garbage trucks. You're not getting
But
school
past my
buses.
house, the people down there, what about them? Regardless of y'all, my permit,
You're building, nah,
But they're not right here in front of me.
y'all pay the city taxes.
you would build in the middle of those two houses? Is that what's happening?
Sorry,
You would build in the middle of the two houses that are currently there, right?
no.
She building, I'm right, so you're right down below me.
Oh, it's gonna be between you and
Kimberly.
So you're
But we
gonna,
are like,
you're gonna be the first house on that road now, right?
oh,
I was thinking. it
About
was
125
further
feet down the road.
yeah, not far.
Makes it a little bit. It's a couple hundred feet as opposed to 1,200 feet.
Right. Yeah, and
And one
as far as what those other people have done, you know, it's just like I understand that people have gone out there and constructed homes. I can't stop people from constructing homes. I mean, I could sue them and I could get court orders, but that's not what this board is authorized me to do.
One of the things Drew and I have talked about is purchasing and authorizing Barrontown to put in a fire hydrant down just past Miss Ada.
Yeah, I've been trying to get them to put a fire right across in front of me.
See
And
that?
I've been on that case and I ain't got it yet, but I'm still on no case.
That was probably That's probably your last order.
No, that's the new alderman. Kim was all over this. That's who we give credit to.
We're gonna make
No, that's-
several people
something-
happy, but we have to deal with some of the fire issues.
What do we need to do for that?
We would have to trigger that and be also, wouldn't be associated.
In
with
Barrontown,
anything. They always want to put them in themselves, don't they? Why you barely nodding?
Well, they did.
You wasn't paying attention.
Y'all in the mirror.
Man.
Leave out there.
I'm just trying to prepare you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they normally want to put their own in.
Yeah, and I think we asked them briefly.
We do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes, it's in the future. So,
Yeah, I think that answers one of y'all's questions, but anyway, whatever y'all want to do.
I don't want to create an illegal subdivision. That's what I don't.
There's no subdivision. Like,
There
when he
will
told
be,
me-
with, there's 3 other lots back there, young lady.
My sister is 18 years old, she's not building right now.
Right now.
Time you divide the land into smaller parcels, and so it's a legal
How
term.
long are you gonna run for, Chris?
Forever.
Okay, then you better get this right.
Yes. I'm sorry. There's other property we're going to be dealing with sooner or later.
The argument is we're already dealing with it.
I know.
It's being subdivided now.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah, it already is subdivided.
Okay, but what's the motion again? We got a motion and a second.
I think, so, I mean, just to finalize the discussion here, is I think we don't know the status of the road. Well, when I say status, we assume it's a private road because we don't own it. It's not on our city of Petaluma asset inventory. You know, when you look at the parcel, Forest County parcel, it shows a road that's not part of any parcel, but's connected to the end of Gray Creek, Grace Crossing Road, road, basically at the end of Miss Ada's. But there's also that's how they also designate private roads on the map for other private roads. They're just, that's how the end of Wildwood was like that for a while. That's how South Beach is like. There's actually a road. It's not part of a parcel. But that means in the deeded effort, there is actually carved out land because those data points are from the actual deeded recorded deed. So there has been some effort to define the road, but I agree with, like I said, like the mayor says, that is not the city's. That's the responsibility at this point in time. Could there potential to be a day potentially? But again, I think that's a bridge we cross down the road. What I'm looking at right now is the investment currently bringing her back into the fold properly, make sure it's a safe residence with the full knowledge that just like, you won't have probably as good as fire protection on a wet day, a rainy day, because the fire truck can't get there. It can't get there. But, our men are pretty heroic, and women, so they'll get out there with what they can get. But, we can't deal with that. That's what's going to happen down the road. But I'm comfortable moving forward. But what I'm not comfortable with is basically conducting the building, asking for forgiveness after
We
the work.
weren't aware of the bonds.
Yeah, so
I've never built that.
and this is where I think we come full circles. Amy corrected me because I thought you had a general contractor. I didn't realize you guys were acting as your own general contractors. So this really boils all the way back down. It's when you try to build as your own, there's a lot. It's hard to navigate the process. And if your husband is acting as his own general contractor, there's a lot of places you can trip and fall. And the city's going to try to coach and teach and mentor you through that process. But that's our role. But we can't do everything. But there's because that's always a frustration. People say like our bureaucracy is hard to build. Well, these are rules we do for a reason because we want to make things are safe. We want to make sure your concrete is done safely. The structure is safe. So when you have your electrical is done properly, so when you have children out there, it's done right. And that's why I love how Amy, you basically pull us all back. So you know what? How do we mitigate what they've already done? Make sure they're safe to the point. If we get that point, I'm comfortable moving forward. And I've talked to Miss Kim Stringer on that too. And I know that our dismay is that, hey, how did we get this point where all of a sudden there's a house out there when our fire chief goes out there and said, whoa, what's this out here? And I think that's just part of the communication. But when you actually the general contractor, you accept a lot of responsibilities. Mr. Powell, who has done many houses here, he's still learning stuff every day, probably every time he comes through here. But it's communication. So I just asked you to really communicate with our building partner.
Like, please tell me what's next. What's
Well,
going on?
She can do that, but it's not her job to tell you every step of the way. I mean, it's out there for you to, she can coach and mentor and teach you, but that's not her primary job.
Yeah.
There's some individual responsibility. Again, and so I know that's the monologue, so I apologize.
No, I also wanted to say roundabout the same thing. The issue in front of us right now is whether or not to grant the building permit on the property to bring them back into alignment with what our process is supposed to require. Like we can't go back and inspect the foundation, but if a structural engineer is able to get out there and say that actually this house is sound and that structural engineer stays there throughout the course of this entire process and says that house is good, then the question of other houses in the future is something that I think needs to be addressed, but it's not something that we can address. And I get a little bit hesitant whenever I say that people can't do with their land. They can't deed that land or things like that. If this is a homeowner that's saying, look, I accept the fact that this is on private road, of which we recognize that we have quite a few of those, then I understand the concern. I understand why we want to guard and nurture that, but this is their land under their authority with their rules. And if we're saying, look, this is what you have to do to be brought back into line with our ordinances as far as the building permit goes, that's the question that's in front of you right now.
I would throw out the whole idea that we've got a couple of ordinances here. We have builders who do follow the process and that would love to take huge shortcuts. And there's a precedent we're setting. And then the other precedent is buyers, people who are looking to buy in their city. They want to know they're buying a safe home. And this is creating, let's not use subdivision, this is creating a neighborhood where the homes are not safe. And it's a product of our city that will be getting sold to innocent people. And this is our moment to avoid a terrible situation we've had to come behind and try to fix before. And this is, for once, we're on the other end of it, where we could create or prevent the situation 20 years ahead of time. If only we could go back, we've said so many times. And here we are, looking at the situation. Now, of course, I want the house to come up to code. I want the house to get inspected. I want the house to get a permit. And I think there's a way to get there. But unfortunately, the shortcut was, there's no road, there's no safety, all that stuff. There's a survey that needs to get done. And that needs to get pinned on the builder. They're the ones who are creating this dilemma. They're the ones who skip that part of the process. And they're the ones who need to return and say, okay, let's get a survey. Let's see what this looks like. So that we know exactly where the road is supposed to be. Because right now, we don't even know that. We haven't even done the first step of how do we make this road safe. We haven't even gotten one person out there to say, this
That's
is
the thing,
whose
though.
property it is.
We
And
don't.
we don't do that.
That's what I'm
Who
saying. We
wants to build
don't.
a house? They do that,
Which would
according
be,
to our ordinances.
Victoria, can I ask you once again, when you go past Miss Ed's house, you will be the first driveway on the right, right?
Yes,
Before you get to your mom's house.
before I get to home.
Okay.
About halfway down.
Well, actually, that's just a temporary road. We'll have it right there.
But you'll be, basically, your house will be
I'm
built
right by
before,
Mateo living.
before you get to Kimberly's house.
Yes, wait.
Okay.
Kimberly's house.
Unfortunately, the Google map only has the 14 pictures.
Kimberly, you understand, I'm sorry, Victoria, I'm not mad. Our major goal here is
It's the
that
same.
these guys could come back here. I need them to be able to protect you, and I want to lay my head down tonight and say I did the best thing for you and your family.
Mhm.
I know your husband's aggravated. I know he is, and I would not blame him. But he took a lot of shortcuts that he shouldn't have taken until he had some permits. You know that, right?
I didn't know it at the time, but now I do, yes. sir.
So he's trying to appease you, and you're trying to get it fixed for what he did. Am I right?
from
Yeah.
talking with him in the past.
She's
he
nodding
also-
her head yes.
I'm not gonna say yes, but I will say I'm a wife, so.
And
that's what we do.
and if I would be mad too at my husband or my wife if they were doing what was going on. He was trying to appease you, but he was doing it the wrong way.
Yes, he did not, yeah.
And I don't want to put our guys in a bad situation if they can't get back there and save your family should it go up in flames. And there are 3 other lots here that are going to be coming up that your mom's going to deed to your siblings, right?
That's her, I'm not sure, I can't speak on. it.
Whatever she does with them,
Whatever she does.
she's not trading them all. They're going to be staying in the, unless she decides to sell them.
Not that I mean, it's my mom in the state.
Do you see my quandary as it's not my job to keep them, the citizens safe,
Yes,
but it's my job to make it where we can keep them safe.
yes, and this, like you said, if the permit is granted, this will be the first house with up to code, you know, everything, you know,
Never been
beyond.
inspected.
Yes.
Yeah.
You understand my quandary?
And there's
Yeah,
a
I
penalty
understand
for
where you're coming from with the
forcing
safety.
a higher.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll be
Yeah.
very close to Masada,
Um,
if that makes any difference.
Yeah.
We'll be right there in front.
okay, we got a motion and a second for the, matter at hand, request to issue a building permit pending approved reports provided by a licensed structural engineer. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, what's the numbers?
61.
No, like, Alderman Lots in there.
Okay.
Okay,
I think it's
5-2.
And just,
I think it's
one follow-up.
4-3.
I think it's 3-3 and
We're moving on to the next one. We're losing-
Chief Hyatt,
Taking a long-
you've had patrols out in
I
that
think
area
it's- no.
for route, the road. Have you've had our guys out there driving around and checking that out in the past?
Until.
I'm gonna have to work on a,
I will be.
Everyone, they should have- Yeah, they- Yeah,
okay, I've got,
So we
we will work,
on that.
we will work
Hey,
on,
unmute your phone, Kim, and confirm your vote.
she was hoping you wouldn't do that.
You still there?
Yeah, she's good. She can text you. Anyway, alrighty, number 19. That wasn't good enough. We'll get into number 19 now. This is, we were talking about, we sent out the other day an interlocal agreement with the school. And I know Rocky can speak more to this. And as you see, it does, if approved by the Attorney General's office, this is basically, if anybody's listening, this is a mechanism that two government entities can partner and do something. We had said that we would take $255,000 and then we would come up with some type of ongoing agreement. This is some back and forth that we gave, which would require us to pay $1,000 a month, which would help offset what we think would be their average power bill. And talked with Josh. He says it'll take an hour a week to go out there and clean the bathroom facilities. Understanding with the fingers crossed part is the crew that we get out there playing. I think the Chuck Harrells of the world will probably take care of the stuff a little better than what we possibly get at some of our other bathrooms. So we don't see that as an issue. That was one of my concerns.
So there's a lot of young people that play out there.
A
Lot.
It is a new destination.
My 13-year-old goes out and plays out there a lot.
Tennis or
Pickleball.
Yeah, it is a destination.
that was one person.
Yeah, there are loads of them.
No.
And matter of fact, we've had where the I guess what tennis coach, he's actually had to restrict. We had people from Hattiesburg reserving the courts coming over here because, like I said,
You do it on-
we have. It's a tourism issue.
How do they do it now?
They still do, but he validates that they're. Yeah, he validates that they're pedal versus, we don't have but again, it's a tourism parks rec environment.
See, I told you young people go out there all the time.
Yeah. Oh,
So the cleaning the cleaning issue one time could quickly
I would think
escalate.
so. It wouldn't be worse than what we get out here.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we get doors ripped off,
Yeah.
especially at the other place. I would hope that wouldn't be it, but that would be but as you've seen, I know one of the concerns is that this deal would have to be renewed at the end of our term. The concern on their side, and then it kind of became a concern on our side, if we asked for too much, the AG's office might kick it to the curb. So obviously every contract that's out there, a lot of folks don't know this, doesn't necessarily survive the next board. We can't tie the next group to something. So we do have some contracts. Waste Pro might be 6 or 7 years. Clearwater may be 5 years. We do some over that, but the next board can come in and cancel it day one. And that's by legal means that they could do that. So we can't tie their hands to it. I would love to have done 10 years with some oversight every 4 years. But anyway, in talking with Rocky, this is the easiest way for us to get approval on the state side. First one we've done of these too. I know Hattiesburg has leveraged these on several occasions. Matter of fact, I believe they've actually turned in grant requests in the name of other groups, because it's funny, and it'd be funny if you actually saw this, because they get a little nervous about, it's always them asking and getting them. Hey, they want to put other people's names on them too, when it's kind of them anyway.
Right.
So it works out pretty good for everybody. But anyway, anything to add to that?
No, I would just say that I think that even though we might have some contracts that go beyond the end of your term, they are what they call voidable. They're not void, which means it's bad from the get-go, but voidable, which means you can get rid of them. That's what the mayor was talking about. What makes this different is that unlike those other contracts, if we were to try to extend this beyond 4 years, this contract, unlike all those others, will be reviewed by the Attorney General. This contract won't be approved until the Attorney General says that it's okay. So, and when you look, and I know I sent this to at least one of you guys, the AG has a specific webpage on requirements for interlocal, and one of the top requirements is that it basically ended the end of your term, unless there's something special. So I can get an example was one time there was an interlocal agreement where they were funding a junior college, and there was a specific state statute that allowed them to go for longer than 4 years. So that was an example, but that's one of the rare examples. So to make this contract work, I mean, that's why it's worded the way it is as far as the term of it. Yeah, your continuing obligations are power and then cleaning. And it's not gonna be an issue once this is up for a new board to take up a new contract, even the new school board. Because if you look at the same handout, the same provisions from the Secretary of State, they have specific mechanisms for when you're renewing or even altering your agreement. They want you to, send in the original, but what I'm telling you is they contemplated that. So we won't be sending anything new up there if we're doing a renewal. It's not like they won't know what we're doing. They'll know what we're doing. They're used to doing that. They're used to doing renewals of local contracts, or interlocal contracts. So that's where I would say we are on that. I expect that at the end of this term, and the school board will probably come back and ask for a different way in which we will partner with them. I mean, I'm sure we'll probably still be power, but there may be, hey, can you help us do X, Y, Z? We want to add, some specific things, and that will be up for you guys to decide, if our citizens getting good use out of this, and it's a good use of our money. So this is your typical government considerations that you guys enter into.
And I would say, as not surprisingly, as we sit here today, speaking with Dr. Dillon, they would want to continue on this in some form.
Well, the only thing I'd add, Tony, is that, like I said, I'm one of our concerns with Rocky, because like I said, we can't put this in stone because of this is the only vehicle we have really even to make us legal. And right now, I'm appreciative of the school district for letting us even use it while we're in this coordination phase. Again, like I said, I always like to have a hedge where I say, because I don't want to pay $75,000 for 3 years of rental.
Our decision.
Yeah. We want it to be our decision for our taxpayer money. Because otherwise, we spend $250,000 plus cleaning and electricity for 3 years rent of facilities. Again, we wouldn't have those facilities if we didn't do that. So there's always a trade-off. So the way I also like to hedge our bets is that we appoint 3 school board members. And this is something I would expect us to be coordinating with them when this comes around. But this is worst case scenario, because I think we got a great relationship with the school district, but our onus as a board here is responsible for taxpayer money. And again, we're betting on the future here. And, and that, again, it's an expensive bet, but like I said, there's a lot of people using those facilities and they're not all students. And that's a good thing, out in the motion and all that stuff. So again, it's just one of those things we can't,
Cammy's for it.
Yeah, can't, yeah. So, but again, like I said, we have 3 appointed school board members that we can ask to help support as part of our process. And I think that's all we can do at this point. But, and then again, I expect in 3 or 4 years that facility will need to be rehab because there's wear and tear even now. So, and that's one of those things we just have to appreciate. And again, with our tourism, this money, I believe, is coming from our tourism pot. I mean, this is coming, it might be a pass through our general fund, through capital funds, but it's going to come from our 3% tourism of parks, which is for something like this. So I appreciate, we even have that. So.
And it shows our commitment to, that was one of the things is that you can do that 3% tax, and then we get real heavy into baseball and youth sports. Whereas the idea was we want to provide something for every age group. I think this is another step in that direction. Plus, this is the first big spend in what we used to call the old annexed area, which would be that section of Ward 2 and Ward 5. So I think that's a great event too. So I appreciate the school even coming to us for this. To allow us to do it. So we've been great partners with them. So hopefully that would continue. I don't see a thing as we sit here today that it would or anything. But anyway, anything else, guys? Alrighty. We've got a motion, got a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Alrighty. The old number 19. Request for the following to attend rope rescue training October 13th to the 17th, 2025 in Lamar County. Cost 0. That's the number we like. Elijah Smith and Chase Stafford. Motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 20, request for Mario Weathersby to attend Inspector 1 at the Mississippi State Fire Academy the 13th to the 23rd of this month. Total cost $620.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 21, request for the following to attend FunZar That sounds pretty cool, huh?
All bid.
October 13th to the 17th in Meridian, total of that number again, 0. Gutierrez and Brown will go to that. Motion. There's a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 22, request for Andrew Clem to attend engine company operations, October 13th to the 16th, 2025 at the Mississippi State Fire Academy, total cost $310.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Orders and ordinances, request to hire LeByron Jackson, full-time in the police department, as a first-class patrol officer at a rate of $48,500 annually. There's a second.
Second.
All in
Discussion.
favor? Oh, wait,
Chief, this is the swing shift or is this a ring? So this is our, this'll now,
this is the one y'all gave him back.
On paper, he'll be a swing shift, yeah, that's all explained. He's covering one that's in the academy. Eventually, he will be that spot.
yes. All right. So you're starting to look for the second swing shift guy for us. Thank you. Well done on getting somebody. So
We
quick.
have somebody that knows the roads too.
Yeah. Yeah. Good man.
Yeah, he's a rehire. He couldn't make it tonight. I apologize. We'll have to do this swearing in some other time.
Thank you.
So,
Old number 24, request for adopt order
We need to
promoting
vote.
the following two.
We did.
Have we voted on? Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Well, that would have been something, huh?
Appreciate it.
You're working for free. Go home. Oh, never mind. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We'll redo it. It's almost like we planned it like that way.
Request to adopt an order promoting the following to lieutenant at a rate of $50,500 annually effective. Joel Smith and Amanda Richardson.
Motion.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Request to adopt an order promoting Seth Cox to battalion chief at a rate of $58,000 annually effective October 15th, 2025.
Motion.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Request to adopt an order promoting Dylan Anglin to captain at a rate of $54,000 annually effective October 15th. There's a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That is one of the good things when somebody retires. You hate losing some old wisdom and everything. But
Somebody moves up.
number 27, request to adopt an order promoting the following to engineer at a rate of $48,000 annually effective October 15th. Bobby Sheffield, Joseph Harrison, David Stafford, and Josue Gutierrez. They corrected me on how I said it the other day. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
28, request to adopt an order increasing the rate of pay for Mark Hicks, $17 per hour effective October 1, 2025.
Motion.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
If we could, I wanted to do this inside the meeting because in a nutshell, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. It kind of is, but it isn't. But if we could get Chief Sims to come up and we're going to talk about moving some numbers around on their pay. And I was wanting the board to pin cushion you.
The pin cushion.
Oh. Yes. All righty.
Who's voting first?
You got the numbers the other day. Chief would like to move some numbers around. And it would take board approval to make it happen. Nutshell, it is budget neutral as we sit here today. Correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Actually, to the good, $1 or $2, eh?
So today, roughly, what was it, $6,300, I think is what I was saying.
So it was gonna be under. Now, don't get me wrong, one promotion and that number gets a little wacky, but in the big picture, not that enough to fall out over. One of the things is that we were trying to get a little above some of the folks that are leaving in the middle, the guys that have been here anywhere from 7 to 10 years that are departing for other places, whether it's schedule change or making a few dollars more at these other places. So which one to add to that?
That's about it.
You want to talk them out of it somehow?
I'm just up here for the questions.
Any
Where my darts at?
questions? We
Throw
had,
the dart at.
we had briefly discussed this a month and a half ago when we were doing budget stuff. So obviously you can go one or the other. And we ended up going with the other route. felt like boosting up the lower level guys, but, you know, kind of where we get to is, no offense, we need new guys, but they don't know anything once you get them. So they're really not worth a ton, and we don't get to control when they go to,
Schools and stuff like that.
thank you, when they get certified. They have the classes and stuff up there, whereas somebody like Hattiesburg, they do their own internal classes. They don't do a big hiring until they know they're fixing to run a class. So it's a little different from us. We could hire a guy on it for 6 months. He could go nowhere.
That's right.
And we're just paying him to kind of,
Sit there.
I mean, he's something. He's kind of learning what's going on, but he's not a certified firefighter. He's at the lowest rung that we've got. And we had to bump that. I think that's one of the numbers that you're going to try to move as much as anything, right? The lower guys.
Yeah, the lower guys, so August the 7th, when this was presented, presented a different budget than what was actually turned in, but told y'all, we've got these guys that are talking about leaving Tuttle, going somewhere else for money. We took the latter budget, and now we're living us losing these guys. Just so y'all know, there is another resignation that's out there that we pulled, depending on what y'all vote on tonight. He will either stay or go. So he told me that this morning when I talked to him. I do have another 4 guys that's in the mix waiting to hear what we do here, because Hattiesburg and Ellisville, that's the 2 departments right now that they're going to. The guy that we approved tonight, he's going to Fairhope. He's moving to Fairhope, so we're losing him.
They pay really good down there.
They pay really good. We cannot compete with Fairhope as a recruit.
That's $1.5 million lot over there.
Till we get
You better be making it, yeah.
So, right now, we're just moving money around in the budget, that's in our stuff. If we do have promotions within that year, I'll definitely come back to try to get some of that, for those guys, or we'll set until October when the new budget rolls around and then promote then. So that's all we're doing right now, is trying to do that. And that's what I'm here for now.
Chief, just confirm with me that this will still allow us to maintain 3 per truck based on your scheduling?
Yes, once we get back.
Yeah, this is not the minimum. This isn't getting rid of anybody.
Just trying to maintain,
Like
keeping
we
them.
did.
So
Right now, we're down 5 guys in the fire department. And we can lose another 4 to 6. So. And we're
this is
losing
trying
because of-
this is to stop the
I mean, we
bleeding.
hate doing change this soon, but typically, especially if it's something that's near budget neutral, we let the department run it.
I can't do anything about the pay side. I'm up here to get y'all's blessing on that.
It comes in lower than what was budgeted because of the way they do their budgets, just like Chief Hyatt budgets all his positions as first class. He budgeted all his
For
as,
promotions and
well, relief
correct.
driver and up.
Yeah.
So if we go through his budget and take it down to that you actually have 5 people that are recruits, this many that are only second class, then it's a savings. But if we replace Hathorn with a relief driver,
It's 10.
then it's a little more than what was budgeted. But he's not fully staffed either, so there's gonna be savings in there.
Yeah, it's a continuous fluid situation with the hiring. So the key is this will allow us to at least be competitive. Say
Correct.
in the not in the ball diamond pitcher's mound, but at least did I use that right? Pitcher's mound.
Is this what we're talking about next month? Closer to the field?
Well, yeah, we're at least in the ballpark. The ballpark.
Hey, if we get a money crunch, we can always cut Harold's pay and move it to, some spot.
Well, I appreciate your chief. I appreciate you working through this, trying to see where we can get. Like I said, we will never be able to keep the grass as high as the other side. But then we have to maintain good leadership.
You can take it down somewhere over there.
All those tidbits, but I appreciate you. Like I said, let us know if this.
If y'all are good with that, could we make that in the form of a motion?
Second.
A second, all in favor?
Okay, so is the motion to adopt the new pay
Motion to
scale?
adjourn. Yes.
So,
Over one, we three or more.
just a point of order here.
Yes.
Setting precedent. I'm looking at Mississippi Code section 9-11-255, and it says that in order to vote in this meeting, all members must be able to simultaneously hear each other during the meeting. Text message is not sufficient.
Did she text you?
She texted me that she was a yes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if we can't talk, and she's not listening, she's not here.
We assumed she was
Is she filming it up?
Yeah, she's
Far as
filming.
I know, yeah.
Hey, Kim, will you speak up?
I don't know if she's got her phone muted or what.
You probably don't.
She probably, oh, left me.
Oh,
Oh,
did you mute her?
All right, try it again, Kim. Can you hear us?
We just call her on your phone.
well, she's still on this phone. You see, it says an hour and 29 minutes.
Somebody text me, tell her to speak up.
Okay.
Man, you're good. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
You want to eat supper?
Or you could be a tiebreaker. I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that. We're gonna speed this up for good either way.
It's not-
Yeah, no, no. I understand.
It's not even about-
We originally, how we knew about that is James Runnels was deployed over in Afghanistan. And we checked with the Attorney General, it
Well,
was
we can't
okay.
hear you
And
on
as long
our
as we
phone.
could say it was them, we all agree, okay, that is Bob. So,
Hey, listen, man.
Thank you, Ms. Stranger.
Did she say she voted?
yes.
Okay, you're good?
Go ahead.
Thank you, Ms.
Did
Stranger.
you understand what they were saying while I go home? I just want to make sure you got a good understanding. Y'all give her a good understanding of the trees, so she'll understand what y'all were talking about. There's nothing wrong with a good understanding.
No, she's good.
I just want to make sure she understood what y'all were telling her a while ago.
I will,
Just want to make sure you recorded right, Ms. Stranger.
and the mayor's report, we did the mayor's youth council. I would love for y'all to be out there at some point. If you can't make it out there, I would love the kids, 33 of them, really bright, really sharp. Would love them to kind of talk with you guys, what got you into this line of work and all that kind of stuff. So I think that would be great. There was one person that really knew more than other people.
Last name is Steele, maybe?
Yeah. She did great. She was doing great. Come to the mayor's youth council.
Sorry.
She said she wanted to come to a meeting. She said, I said, no, you've been to a meeting. She's like, yeah, but I want to, I don't want to use that as an excuse. I want to come to another one. So a lot of them are possibly watching on YouTube. I had mentioned that to them, but they're really sharp kids and they, like I said, they may never get into this line of work. What struck the ones that came to the last meeting is how quick it was. So I said, well, watch the one tonight. It's going quick. And I said, man, we've had 10-minute meetings before. And usually if you don't have a quick meeting, it's usually you start spending money. But usually you get back end of a budget, that's when you're not spending any money, so before you really.
Did you tell them about last term when we had pretty regular 2-hour meetings?
No. Well, I told them how Hattiesburg was. If you go to Hattiesburg's Tuesday meeting, you've missed the meeting. The meeting was Monday. They're just voting. They've already had the fifth fight on Monday. They're rocking and rolling. So anyway, appreciate it. We got a great group, and obviously I want you guys to be a part of it. We're gonna take a trip probably in January up to the state legislature, which I'll invite you guys to come to that as well. And I'll try to get Congressman Harper to try to arrange that. I think if you go up on a Monday, you probably get a room up there, maybe get some high officials to come and speak to them. So anyway, y'all need anything, appreciate y'all's work, diligent work on all of this, and motion to adjourn. There's a second? All in favor? I'm gonna make the wrong.
Victoria.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow night in Frankfurt, Craig.
Amazing.
See you, Drew.
Catch you, bro.
All right.
Hey.